Would you believe that this shot was taken in a bathroom between a toilet and a bidet in an Italian Airbnb? Well, we're going to go behind the scenes today and I'm going to show you exactly how I lit this shot. Hi, I'm Rachel Karnak, professional food photographer, helping you take incredible photos that are good enough to eat. Now, my husband and I traveled in Italy in 2019 with just one medium-sized suitcase between us. We basically had no props, but if you've ever been to Italy, you know that the food is amazing and there was just so many great opportunities to shoot gorgeous produce that we were finding at the markets. Now, you've probably stayed at an Airbnb, and if you're a food photographer, you'll know that there's basically nothing, no props to shoot with. So in order for me to make a beautiful photo, I knew that light was going to play the most important role. So I scoured the entire Airbnb to find the best light. And as I already told you, some of the best light was in the bathroom. Now, as you'll see in the behind the scenes shot, we have rather a bold green tile, which is definitely not my go-to, but the light was just that gorgeous that I really just had to go in and have a play. Now, in the bathroom, there was a small window that had a little bit of frosting and it was quite high. So in the shot, you can see that we have hard light because we had a small light source. So the window was quite small, and as you can see from the direction of the shadow, it's actually quite high. So this has created some really deep shadows. And if you take a look at the edge, you see we have a defined shadow, which tells us that we have that hard light. So by looking at the shadow, we can tell that it's hard light because the shadow has a defined edge. Now, the shadows aren't as hard as having direct sun hit the scene, but that little bit of frosting has helped us take the edge off. So the deep shadows, I think, create something interesting in a very minimal scene. Now, you did see that we had a lot of white features in the bathroom. So there was a sink, there was a bidet, and there was the toilet. So there is a little bit of light that's bouncing around off these key pieces and helping us fill some of the frame. So we have a sense of hard, deep shadows, but we also have a lot of areas that feel soft as well. The placement of the food itself, you can actually see at the top right-hand corner of the frame that we actually have the toilet blocking some of that light. So we have this shadow that's coming through the frame. Now, it's the combination of this lighting that is really enhancing what's important in that photo. And what do you think that is? It is the texture that we have in the zucchini flowers. So this lighting is really bringing out that beautiful texture that we're seeing in the flowers themselves so that you can really feel like you can reach out and touch it. Now, after seeing this beautiful texture and being invigorated by shooting on the bathroom floor, I decided to keep hunting for light. Now, the Airbnb had these beautiful tall windows with block-out shutters. And I could see myself playing around with that to block light. Now, I did find a wok that I was able to put the zucchini flowers in to create a chiaroscuro type feeling shot. I'm pretty sure it's chiaroscuro. I've Googled how to pronounce. So in order for this shot to work, I needed to make sure that the light was higher than the actual subject. So you can see in the behind the scenes shot here that I have the wok. It's just sitting in the little window area there, and I have the shutters closed so that we just are creating this really tall strip light. So that is going to help us light the top of the subject and allow those deep shadows to enter the bowl to create that effect. Now, the reason the wok works is 1, because it was black, 2, it was large and deep enough that we could hold the subject, but we're really getting a lot of light that's getting lost in the bottom. So it's exaggerating that feeling. Now, the quality and type of light in this shot is different. So we have soft light here. So in the other one, we had a small source, so a small window. In this one, we have that very tall strip of light. Now, even though it looks thin, it's much larger than what we had before, and our subject is much closer to it, which is making the apparent size larger. So it's creating soft shadows that are showing the texture a little bit differently in this photo. Now, I do remember that this was an east-facing window and I was shooting in the afternoon. So the light is also going to be indirect, which gives it that really beautiful soft quality. Now, as you can see behind the scenes as well, I was really close to the windows. That means the power of the light, if we look at the inverse square law, is going to be much more powerful than if I was across the room. So if you take a look at the behind the scenes at the rest of the room, you can see how quite dark it is. So we're using those block out blinds there, and the most powerful spot for us to take that photo is really close to the light. So if you have beautiful light, beautiful produce, you can take a beautiful food photo. You just have to be willing to explore your lighting options. And don't be afraid to shoot in the bathroom. So tell me, where's the craziest place that you've taken a photo? Let me know in the comments below.